The moment Diddy's live stream started, something felt off. There was no warning, no buildup, just a young white girl, maybe 11 or 12, sitting awkwardly beside him as he grinned at the camera. "Meet my new daughter," he said, nudging her to speak. And when she did, her words sounded rehearsed.
That he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
He saw me and decided to pick me up. Fans were confused. Since when did Diddy adopt a child? Where were the court filings, the paperwork, the actual signs of a legal adoption? None of it added up. And the way Ava spoke, stiff, uncertain, it didn't sound like a girl who'd just been welcomed into a loving home. It sounded like she was reading lines. But the internet ran with it anyway. Headlines called it heartwarming. Comments flooded in praising Diddy for his generosity. After all, this was peak pandemic. People were desperate for feel-good stories. And a powerful black mogul saving a white child? That was a narrative too tempting for the media to ignore. Except, the timeline didn't make sense. Ava appeared once, on that live stream, and then poof, gone. No birthday tributes. No casual family TikToks. No paparazzi shots of her at his infamous parties. For a man who documented every aspect of his lavish life, the silence was deafening. And then the whispers started. Fans who rewatched the live noticed unsettling details.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Barone.
Eva Barone Combs? Yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
I adopted you like Madonna. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you. I got permission from your mother to say all of that. Just make it crazy out here.
Well, I met Jesse and Delilah when I was 6 months old.
6 months.
And then we basically are sisters, all four of us. So, and
6
then
months.
I always come over.
Yes. And it's Ava Barone Combs. Come on. Let's go.
Ava never interacted with Diddy's daughters, only his sons. Her body language was tense, like she didn't know where to look. Diddy kept touching her shoulder in a way that felt performative. This wasn't a family. This was a stunt. But why? Ava Barone Combs didn't just fade into the background. She disappeared. No school records, no social media, no traces of her existence beyond that single Instagram live. It was as if she'd been digitally erased. And the deeper people dug, the creepier it got. Adoption experts weighed in. Legal adoptions leave paper trails. There's nothing. Fans scoured databases. No custody filings. No school enrollments under her name. Even more alarming, the few times Ava did resurface, she was only seen with Diddy's sons, Justin and Christian, both of whom are now embroiled in their own legal night. Justin was named in a lawsuit. Christian faces allegations. Coincidence? Or a pattern? Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, didn't mince words. That girl was a prop. He used her for PR, then dropped her when the spotlight moved on. According to Deal, Ava was picked up during the pandemic purely for image rehab, a way to soften Diddy's reputation amid growing rumors about his behavior. But here's the question no one's asking. Where is she now? If this was just a PR move, why the total blackout? Why no updates? Not even a vague, she's doing great in interviews. For a man who can't stop posting yachts, parties, and designer shopping sprees, the complete absence of Ava screams cover-up. And then Terrence Howard stepped forward, and the story took a dark turn. Terrence Howard wasn't even supposed to be talking about Ava. His testimony was about Diddy's alleged predatory behavior in Hollywood, claims so explosive, the courtroom fell silent. But then, mid-sentence, he paused. There are situations involving people you wouldn't expect. That's all he said. No names, no details. But the internet immediately connected the dots. Ava. Because here's what wasn't a coincidence. Days after Howard's testimony, Diddy's legal team scrambled. New victims were added to the investigation, some reportedly minors. And suddenly, that adorable adoption story didn't seem so innocent anymore. Howard's testimony went deeper. He described a bizarre encounter with Diddy, where the mogul invited him over for acting lessons. But there were no scripts, no rehearsals, just uncomfortable silence. Diddy wasn't looking for acting lessons. Howard's assistant later warned him. He was looking for something else. The implication, this wasn't about mentorship. It was about control. And if Diddy allegedly operated that way with a grown man like Howard, a celebrity with resources, what did that mean for a child like Ava? Fans revisited the live stream with horrifying new context. That forced smile, the way Diddy kept repeating her lines for her, "Tell them how I saved you." The way Ava's eyes darted off camera, like she was waiting for permission to speak. This wasn't a rescue. It was a performance. And the most haunting part, Howard's final words, "In this industry, once you compromise your manhood, you never get it back." Was he talking about himself, or warning about others caught in Diddy's orbit? Gene Deal wasn't just Diddy's bodyguard. He was a witness. And what he saw destroyed any remaining doubt that Ava's adoption was real. That whole thing was staged, Deal revealed in a viral interview. He picked her up for the gram, then ghosted her. According to Deal, Ava was never legally adopted. No paperwork, no custody hearings. She was paraded on social media specifically during the pandemic, when Diddy's reputation was tanking. Behind the scenes, she was isolated. No friends visiting, no family outings. Just there. And then, Deal dropped the bomb. The industry knew. People talked, but nobody said shit. Because here's the thing about Diddy's world, it runs on silence. Money changes hands. Lawyers send threats. And suddenly, stories disappear.
It's craziness, man. And you know what's so crazy is, bruh, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this and try to engage. Yo, it's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry about not just him, other people. Jimmy Iovine. Ain't nobody talking about Jimmy Iovine. He got charges and everything on him, but he got those publicists that's keeping it out off of CNN. It's keeping it off the major news reports. Nobody's talking about that. This is something that goes on, man, that they're gonna push up under the rug, and a few years later, Bad Boy 5, 6, 7, 8 will be out.
But Ava's story didn't disappear. Instead, it got darker. Deal claimed Diddy learned these tactics from other powerful figures, men who used their status to exploit. You either get used, or you start using, he said. And if that's true, Ava wasn't a daughter. She was a pawn. Remember when Diddy told Ava, "I adopted you like Madonna did?" At the time, it sounded like a flex. Now, it sounds like a confession. Madonna's adoptions have long been criticized for shady dealings, allegations of bypassing laws, manipulating systems, even trafficking accusations. So when Diddy name-dropped her, it wasn't cute. It was a red flag. The moment Cassie Ventura's lawsuit hit, the entire entertainment industry froze. This wasn't just another celebrity breakup. It was a horror story that mirrored Ava's situation in terrifying ways. Cassie described being trapped in Diddy's world for over a decade, watched 24/7 by his staff, forced into compromising situations with other celebrities, recorded without her consent during intimate moments. But here's what made fans gasp. Cassie claimed Diddy had a pattern of bringing young women into his orbit under the guise of helping them. Sound familiar? He would identify vulnerable girls, promise them careers, then slowly isolate them from their families, an industry insider revealed. By the time they realized what was happening, it was too late. The chilling parallels, the isolation, neither was allowed normal friendships or outside contact. The disappearance, Cassie vanished from the spotlight for years. Ava vanished completely. The paper trail, no legal documents for Ava's adoption, just like Cassie's contracts were allegedly designed to trap her. Former employees started whispering about Diddy's infamous freak-off parties, Events where, according to multiple sources, attendees were pressured into compromising situations that were secretly filmed. There were always young people there who didn't seem to understand what they'd walked into, one ex-staffer confessed. Later, those tapes would be used as insurance.
You understand? It's going to come to the forefront. Now, what they're looking for, because it was going on the premises of, they're looking for pictures of girls that may appear to be underage in a context. Like they in a act. That's what they're looking for. So now they're going to go through all those devices. If somebody got any kind of weird that they got little kids or little girls or something like that in any kind of pictures or any kind of photos that they took out of there.
The $30 million question. When Cassie settled her lawsuit for 8 figures, the internet exploded. What did she know that was worth that much? More importantly, if this was happening to famous adults like Cassie and Terrence Howard, what might have happened to an unknown person like Ava? 50 Cent didn't just predict Diddy's downfall, he's been documenting it for years. His upcoming documentary, Did He Do It? Insiders claim it contains never-before-seen footage from Diddy's inner circle, testimony from former employees, too scared to go public, evidence that connects multiple victim stories. The most chilling preview, 50's cryptic statement. They can't charge him for what we saw, but we can't unsee it. Fans immediately thought of 2 things. The rumored secret tapes Cassie mentioned in her lawsuit, Ava's complete disappearance after being featured on Diddy's social media, the smoking gun theory. Multiple sources now suggest federal investigators are focusing on Diddy's alleged habit of recording compromising situations, using those recordings to control people, potentially distributing them to powerful associates. This would explain heavy checkmark why Cassie settled so quickly, heavy checkmark why Terrence Howard suddenly clammed up after his testimony, heavy checkmark why Ava's adoption story makes no legal sense. This isn't just about a legal analyst explained. If there's evidence of recording and sharing content with minors involved, we're talking about charges that could put someone away for decades. For years, the internet asked one haunting question: where is Ava Combs? Now, sources close to the federal investigation reveal the answer, and it's sending shockwaves through Hollywood. The breaking development: Ava is reportedly under government protection, cooperating with prosecutors, preparing testimony that could connect all the dots between Diddy's alleged victims. She's not missing anymore, an insider revealed. She's been found, and she's ready to talk. This changes everything, because unlike Cassie's settlement or Howard's cryptic hints, Ava could provide first-hand accounts of what happened inside Diddy's homes, digital evidence from seized devices that allegedly contain illegal content, corroboration from other victims now coming forward, the smoking gun evidence. Investigators are reportedly focusing on 3 key findings. The hard drives, over 10 terabytes of data seized from Diddy's properties, including never-released footage. The paper trail, financial transactions showing payments to Ava's biological family. Was this an adoption or a purchase? The timeline, photos and videos proving Ava was present during parties, now under scrutiny. A former prosecutor weighed in. When you have a minor willing to testify, plus digital evidence, plus financial irregularities, that's not a scandal, that's a life sentence. Remember when celebrities couldn't stop posting with Diddy? The yacht photos, the club appearances, the Uncle Puff tributes? Today, crickets, the celebrity exodus. Justin Bieber deleted all Diddy-related posts. DJ Khaled unfollowed him on all platforms. Even longtime collaborators like Mary J. Blige haven't uttered his name in months. They know what's coming, an industry vet revealed. The smart ones are scrubbing their socials and lawyering up. Why this silence matters? It confirms the industry knows charges are coming. It suggests Diddy's alleged behavior was an open secret. It hints at potential accomplice liability for those who turned a blind eye. The most damning detail: multiple A-listers have quietly settled lawsuits in recent months, all with strict NDAs. What are they so desperate to hide? We're witnessing the collapse of an empire in real time. Here's what insiders say comes next. Prosecutors are reportedly building a RICO case, the same law used to take down mob bosses. Why? Because evidence suggests this wasn't just one man's crimes, but an entire system of exploitation. 50 Cent's film could air as early as next month, and sources claim it contains security footage from Diddy's homes, testimony from former staff who witnessed abuse, financial records showing payments to victims. This case could trigger new laws about celebrity adoptions, stricter rules for NDAs cases, a wave of new accusations against other powerful figures. If Ava testifies, if those tapes surface, if the money trail leads where investigators think it does, will this be the moment that finally changes Hollywood forever? What do you think happens next? Could Diddy actually go to prison? Does Ava hold the key to the whole case? Smash like if you think justice is coming. Subscribe for updates as the story develops. And drop your theories in the comments. Some of your predictions might end up being scarily accurate.